What's up, YouTube? MK40 here. I was asked by a lot more people than I thought I would to explain why Evilswarm are bad right now and how to curve that weakness, so to say. So we're going to kind of take a few passive turn looks here at Evilswarm. So there are several moves that you can do. We're just going to kind of elaborate on the one big one here. Your generic turn 1 play, almost a good chunk of the time, is going to Ophion, and you recruit for this. Now this particular scenario should give you, we'll say, you would already have 4 cards in your hand because you went 1 for 1 on the XYZ. Detach the 1 to recruit for the pandemic. Now here's the thing. I mean, yes, you will have 5 cards in your hand. You'll have 4 cards and 1 pandemic. They can be whatever they need to be. Now, you need to have some sort of response card in your hand. We'll say, Book of Moon, Solemn Warning, and then, you'd have 2 other unknowns at this point in your hand. Now, the thing is, as long as you have a resource, you can play the protection game. This particular card right here will get you around one of the first problems that you'll encounter shortly, which I'll explain. So, turn 1, Ophion, pretty standard what the deck's supposed to do. And we'll go, alright, Pandemic for backup. So, your resources are at that. Now, we're going to look at this from the dragon standpoint. Alright, so you've set up your Ophion, and, we'll assume that you set your 2 back row. Alright, like so. So, pretty standard, I'm not gonna lie. Now for dragons to get rid of turn 1 Ophion, you guys pretty much know the basics. Book of Moon, Blaster, which is a thing with Gold Sark. You're basically playing, like, it's so ridiculous. 6 blasters. You can take the 1 hit on the Ophion to blow it up. And then some builds are playing Raigeki Break, Phoenix Wing Blast. It really depends. But we have 8 main decked outs to you, and Breakthrough skill as well. Now, let's talk about Breakthrough. The thing with Breakthrough, and this is going to kind of dictate on the turn 1, turn 2 setup. If I go first, Breakthrough skill is very good. But Breakthrough skill's real importance is the banishment from the graveyard to negate the Ophion on the passive turn that you're out of turn order. So for the turn 1 Ophion, I would say at least 8 outs main decked, maybe more. Really depends. Like, you also have Baylor, a very, very big important prevention card, and you also have Maxi, so you can at least draw 1 for 1 off of the Ophion to try to draw into one of your things. Plus, if you Valor, that's no pandemic for you. So it's 1 resource away from you in the long run, and that hurts you because then you become bait to Book of Moon and Raigeki Break at that point. If your back row is Safe Zone on the turn 1, Blaster, target this. You've at least evaded it and forced me to discard 2 cards from my hand. That's why Safe Zone is actually really important on the passive play. The thing is, Safe Zone, it's like you're doubling up on the protection at that point. The thing is, you're like, okay, well, let's face it, my opponent's probably going to have 1 of their outs in their opening hand. Safe Zone basically says, alright, hey, be a shame if I had a secondary backup. The thing is, Pandemic essentially gives you the 3rd because you can detach and evade for the passive turn as well with Pandemic. Lets you temporarily detach the broken Safe Zone, and then it just re-equips during the end phase. But that's the 3rd evasion. You're basically just playing the prevention game. But yeah, so that's how, turn 1 Ophion seems to get broken a lot. Now for the turn 1, there's going to be some extreme hardcore Yu-Gi-Ohs here. So, yeah. Alright, so dragons get to go first. Hey, you guys know this cute move. Alright, hey, my name is Dracosak. Alright, detach. Doesn't matter who you detach. I'm just kind of theorying. Alright, so it's turn 1 what dragons should be doing. Pay attention to this. Alright, so tribute, Flying Darkness Dragon. You have token on board and lad. The thing is, with this particular setup, this is kind of phasing itself out, but this was something I did want to bring up. Turn 1 lad, okay, that's cute. You know, you can go do your Ophion play, detach, negate. Alright, that's cool. So, caster, create condition, go, do my stuff. So, alright, you negate Ophion. Alright, attack over. Lad, token, blow up. And then bring back Draco. The thing with this is really important, because Draco, you can pop it, blow up Ophion. See how easy that was? But yeah, that's one of the other passive turn plays for the turn 3 dealing with it. The other thing, a lot of people, if you're in the same situation too, you can discard Earth and Red Ox to recur back Draco, because it's a free beater against Ophion, and you can pop it for anything. And once again, back to Breakthrough Skill. Breakthrough Skill turn 1, as long as it doesn't get MST'd. Alright, negate your power play with Ophion. Alright, well, so I stopped you from getting your Pandemic, unless you already have the Pandemic, which, you know, is just Yu-Gi-Oh! You have Pandemic, you negate this, and you recruit for another Pandemic. And then on the passive, I'll negate your cards on my turn, and then we'll start with, you know, the dragon plays on the next turn to shut you off. But that's why Breakthrough Skill is really good on the passive. The only reason, like, the final case of why Ophion just gets blown up so much, you have to dedicate at least 3 protection cards to it. Save Zone for the initial. You need to have Pandemic to free it if need be. Eradicator is also really good in this particular build. It's up to you if you want to be, you know, playing Eradicator right now. I'm seeing a lot of success. A lot of players have been liking Eradicator. A lot of players have been liking Safe Zone. A lot of players haven't been liking them in the main. It really depends on, you know, what you feel. That goes the same thing to Iron Imperial Wall. But the thing with Evilswarm, until a lot of good players arise to this position, you just have to get it on the board and protect it. If your opponent breaks your setup, depending on if there is a Draco sack in the graveyard, or if they have the blaster for the destruction, or if they have the Red Ox for the recursion of the Draco, odds are your guy is probably going to get blown up. So it's really unfortunate, but that's primarily the main reason why Ophion has not been doing so good right now, is because you're not drawing enough of the protection cards that it needs to survive. And the thing is, Ophion should have a little bit better of a rogue matchup than it does, but you have to remember, this is a no back row format. So, you know, the back row that are in existence right now are really powerful, and they can do a lot. But I hope you guys at least got a little bit of something out of this. I know these were some Therio concepts, probably not the best, and I know that I probably missed some of the particular scenarios in general. But like I said, I just kind of wanted to explain and facilitate some of the reasonings behind why Evilswarm isn't doing so good right now. It's just because dragons are a sheer beast. Once they get it off of the board, they just establish. And then the other thing is, like, if your opponent's got Draco on the board with the tokens, I mean, yeah, you can go into... Hold on. Where is this guy? You can go into this guy and then take it, you know, generate some tokens. But the sad thing is, like, you lost your one XYZ player for the turn to set up the Ophion. And chances are, this card's probably right around the corner, you know, gonna steal back that Draco sack and wreck this guy's day. But the thing is, like, if there's already a Draco on the board, on the passive turn back to you, like, you're gonna have to go into something to remove it, and you're gonna have to waste your resource of an XYZ play, which doesn't let you establish the Ophion play unless you have a really good hand at that point. But they're just little knickknacks. So let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section down below. Hope you guys like it. Just a fun little tutorial. There are other reasons why Evilswarm do good against Prophecy. Spellbook of Fate doesn't target, I'm just saying. So, but, alright guys, well that's my little tutorial on why this deck is bad against dragons. I don't expect very many of these. I'm not really good with other decks than gadgets. Just been kind of doing these as, you know, favors to the demand of people asking them. So, but yeah, I don't have prophecies, so don't expect much from that realm. So, alright guys, I'll talk to you guys later on. Peace.